Good morning, traders. Venderman here with FuturestraderElite. I'm going to give it just a couple minutes here for some people to log on before we dive into the charts to start breaking down some structure before the market open. Hope everyone's getting settled in and getting what they need to be prepared before our day begins. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully the stream is up and running fine. We're dual streaming so you can watch in the shorts feed as well. I'd like to appreciate everyone who hit that subscribe button. We're now sitting currently over 500 after this weekend. Big milestone for the group. Appreciate all the support. I think it's about 8:17. I'm gonna give it till maybe give it another minute or two here for some people to get on. If you're already on and with me, throw something in chat, that way I know who all's here, who's ready. All right, it's about 8:18. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump into these charts. Give me just a second. All right. We are going to jump in here. We've got the right now I've got NQ pulled up, and we are going to look at this right now on the 15-minute. All right, so here we got the 15-minute on NQ. As you can see, we got this big gap right here where it gapped down overnight last night when it opened up. Huge gap down. It was like 300 points or better. And then we got us a nice little bounce, and it filled up a lot of the gap, but we still have, let's say my computer's moving awfully slow. Let's say that We still got a gap from say 903 to probably around 950, 955, up around that golden pivot at 944. I forgot to do a couple things here this morning for the stream. I was supposed to post a link in Discord and I didn't. I forgot. I'm going to try to do that real quick as well. I'm going to hop the NQ chart over to, let's do the 1 hour. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Now you can see we got us overhead trend line up here. Bearish trend line. It's way up there from where we're at. We're currently trading at 626. We're looking at 25,386 or so. To get way up there, it's a long ways away. So overall, looking really bearish here. Still the bearish trend. We're currently down inside a 4-hour zone. Practically, we got us a 4-hour precision entry zone right here. And it is 608 to 618 right here where we're at. You can see this. We really need to adjust that now. Let's move this box. We're going to say 596 to 606 is going to be that 4-hour precision entry zone. We got us a 4-hour candle here. I mean a 1-hour candle. Oh, that's why it's messed up. I'm on the 1-hour chart. Let's switch this over to 4-hour. Have to move that box back probably. No, that's all right where it's at. So we got one down here with this trend line, bullish trend line. It's 476 to 486. Then we have 596 to 606, and we need to put us a 1-hour box in. We'll do that. We'll go back to the 1-hour. This box up here is 825 to 835, and then we got 886 to 996 right up here. And looking at the overall shape of the structure, let's say they open this market up today and decide they want to bring it, act like they want to spike it. You know, you can think they, well, maybe they try to get up here to the 50 EMA, which is at 880. And then we got a 4-hour precision entry zone up there as well. So if they open it up and pierce through this box, you know, they might try to fill this gap today. The golden pivot is right up there at that gap fill. So it's a good possibility. We'll just have to wait until it opens up and see exactly what happens at the open. You know, we have it's about 8:25. We got about 4 minutes it looks like before the market opens. Right now, I'm kind of thinking that the range is going to be, for me, I'm thinking, well, we got this trend line down here with this 4-hour box, so about 489, 490, up to 825, 835. It's a pretty big size range we got right here, but that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at as the market opens. Hop this down to a lower time frame, say the 15-minute. Everything across the board is pretty bearish looking. I don't know if anybody was interested in that NinjaTrader competition. Starts today at 8:30. I'd posted a link in Discord. You can sign up for free, get a free account. There are some cash prizes in it. I'm really just entering it for the fun of it. I think there's going to be about 10,000 traders in the competition or close to it. And so I will be probably trading NQ myself to start out with, because I can't trade MNQ in the competition, and I'm going to start out with that account. I traded last night at the market open in that big gap down and the bounce, and was able to rotate through most of my accounts. So I may not touch them at all. I might just try to trade this competition account with NinjaTrader, depending on what kind of setups we find. See, we already opened up here. I mean, tag this 4-hour zone down here. So, if they want to open this market here in a couple minutes and drop this, that's why I say my spread is so wide, because we're so close to this. If they want to pull it to the downside, I don't see much support anywhere other than here. Let's say, let's put some lines here. Let's say you might find some support there. So maybe about 570, 569, 570, or probably 535 to 545 in this area down here. We'll see if they pull back, because other than that, which that ain't gonna be strong, we should find some support. They surely would want to protect this low that they put in overnight. We're down here in the 400s, 475. That could get pretty ugly if we break that, but with everything going on in the world, who knows what's going to happen. We're not trying to really predict anything. We're just trying to be aware. Some markets open. spike down here into this 4-hour zone. Now they want to, you know, it's a pretty good little run there. They got a lot of room to make up. I don't know what they're doing here, but a lot of momentum. It's a huge move. 130 points already or better. What's this going to be? Almost like a triple top. It's already getting in the overbought zone pretty heavy. Although being open to market, they could really drag this on up probably. I think I'm going to try to go short right up here. That's a prior low right there where they just tagged me. I got a lot of momentum for some reason. Might be some other kind of news going on. Looking for a hard rejection out of this zone. Or the pivot anyway. Prior low. You know, they need to cool this off a little bit, you would think, before they want to drive it up a lot higher, but they don't have to. Absolutely don't have to, but you know, maybe a retest of like at least 740 area right here, because that's a structure break pretty much twice right there. Maybe get us a cool down leg to back to about 740, and then if they want to keep continuing up, bounce out of that area for a higher push. Remember, don't do what I'm doing. I'm in a competition account for NinjaTrader, so. And then it could be one of them situations they run this up like this right here in the open here, just to turn around and give it all back by 9 o'clock. You know, they find some hard rejection somewhere. Although that was a bigger push than I would expect to see at the open of the market there. considering everything that's been going on, but I'm gonna have to cut my ties here and reposition this account. I think that whenever it slams, it's going to slam hard. Question is at what level. It kind of just pierced through that 4 hour pretty easy. Or are they going to get up here and, you know, we got this 4 hour zone here, but then they got this imbalance zone from that gap down left of field. What are they going to do? Go up here and tag the golden pivot?
Order submitted.
No, that's what I want to do.
Order filled. Order filled.
Not really the way I wanted to start my competition account off, that's for sure. Yeah, can make it back by the end of the day, hopefully. You know, got this huge drive up and got first red candle plus a red dot, overbought 80% here. Should be looking for a, we should get a hard rejection here, I'm hoping. And still down to about, I would think, the 740 area. I'll try to cover one there. I don't want to take one any sooner than that. Give it a minute to breathe. Because then there's a good possibility we get back down here to the 50 EMA. It's a huge drive, big long wick there on that candle. Almost tagged that other 4 hour zone. We should really get a hard push here to at least 740. I'm going to need it to make up for that hit I took already. Now they might try and protect it and maybe they want to keep driving it up, you know, and keep these indicators up here and overbought. They could, you know, chop around up here for a while. Oh no, I kind of like that push back down there though. That was nice. Might just get my 740 right here after all, the way they push that back down. Maybe I need to think about, I say that because of these structure breaks back here is why I say that 740, but you know, I could put this up here on this EMA right here, the 21. I can split the difference there. We need to see a hard rejection push. Another big candle.
Order submitted.
Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Think it's going to try to go another leg up, or you guys think we're going to go a leg down? Hopefully we get the leg down. At least hopefully we can get the leg down before we make another leg up. I see it coming here down if it wants to take another leg up and bounce, but it seems like they want to do it right here. They don't want to let it go. They need to go stop hunting because there's people in this drive probably got stopped somewhere right here where I want to get out at, following their move, using structure as their stop. They'd move it up to here, possibly up under that pivot there eventually, but I would typically leave mine at the break of structure sometimes if I'm letting one run to give it time to breathe, knowing that it could come back and test this structure before another leg up. And then other times I'd be keeping them way too tight and I'd have them up here under the pivot or candle wick, you know, like on this red candle. Now, hopefully, if they do try to do something here like this, hopefully they just get back up, won't get up here past 870 or 875, you know, for a lower high, maybe. Test that area again. Otherwise, I might have to look for a long play if they try to push too hard. I'm going to stick with my structure though for now, you know. In the competition account, we can only have max is two minis, and we can't even trade micros. So and then here we are, already. Let's flip this over to the 15-minute real quick. So it's our opening range. Quite a lot there for the opening range. A lot of overhead resistance too. So that's the top of the opening range break, and then we got a 4-hour zone, which it's already got knocked down. And then we got the imbalance zone, the golden pivot. A lot of overhead resistance here. Well, then it's the gap. I mean, it's just a lot of resistance up here, but if they get above, say 955 or something like that, then could really think about a move to the upside, but it's another 100 points away. It seems like they would want to drain the momentum indicators down some, which they still could, but down here, maybe even come down here and tap the bottom of the opening range break. They're killing me with this momentum to the upside though. It's hot. Excuse me, that thing is overbought. I know just as soon as I try to get out and reposition, it'll probably go down, and then I'll be mad that I didn't just hold through the red, I guess. I guess I could always get my average better.
Order filled. Order filled. Order canceled.
Sorry. A lot of buyers, it seems like. I wasn't expecting them to find this kind of support, honestly. But they did. Excuse me. Overall, we still, high time frame, very bearish. I hadn't really dug into the chart over the weekend to one of those real pivot points on where the bias would change, but it's way up there as far as price probably. I'll have to put it on the high time frame chart and take a look at that maybe later today and see what we would really need to take out for the bias to go bullish on this thing, but it would take quite a bit. So now the 50 EMA is already up there where my one of my buy limits is at that 740 something range. So I at the same time, I'd still expect it to get a retest of the 50 EMA. I'll try to follow that 50 EMA a little bit. I still want to be below it because it could come down and sweep the 50 EMA, instead of just tagging it. To be on the safe side though, I can put one up here just above it. That way I do get tagged. And then, I say come down here somewhere in this area. Probably 710 or so.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Try to give us as much room to breathe as I can. I still got a lot of ground to make up to the downside if I want to get green, but I want to see a fast hard drop down into around that 50 EMA area. I could probably take one right here in that area and save this one for down here, about right here. Make sure I give this room to breathe. I don't want to give it too much there. I need to take some of this off. I don't really want to take it there though. I want it to come down and tag us by. What is there? I'll just pivot there, and let me put that above that pivot somewhere, just in case. Put that there. Oh, come on. Just push on down. Serious right now?
Order filled. Order canceled.
So I made a little bit of that back. Not much of nothing though, but at least now, if it even comes up here and tries to take us out, I'll hold it and maybe buy the other one up there around that golden pivot. One way or another, I'm going to get myself positioned into this to make back what I'm already down in this competition account. You can see we got say head and shoulders trying to form on the 1 minute. Oh, so we got something like this right here, you know, and so it's really something like that right there. Yeah. Say you come down here, they drive us up a little more, get you, I mean, this will work too, this shoulder here. So now if we can get a hard close behind the neckline and take out this low of, say, we need a close below the neckline, hard candle below 790, and then you should see some, or below the pivot, yeah, 790. Good close under the neckline, push past the pivot, and then should be in pretty good shape for a drop if that plays out that way. And it's kind of like, I don't, if anybody was on last week, we sort of had the same setup, and then I posted a clip about this, I think, in the Discord, where I broke all this down, you know, and if we break that pivot there and that prior low, which is that red line at 782, you should get a hard push to where this order is right here, 735 to 740. And those are actions on the chart that if they happen simultaneously in order, break the neckline, break the pivot and the prior low, you're going to start seeing momentum build behind each one of these breaks. There'll be more and more momentum should come into the trade to push it down faster. And really, I need, at this point, I just need it to do that, and then maybe I'll buy in, average down some if we get a hard enough drop. You know, like I'm thinking down here somewhere. It's a long ways away, but it's like 200 points. It's just hard to believe for any reason that they would keep pushing this up very high for no reason. I mean, the overall market's so bearish right now. It's better, you're better off to find the probability areas of higher confirmation or rejection and go short on it. I mean, see, we had this big old push, and yeah, we went right through this 4 hour, but then when it touched that 4 hour up here, it got pushed all the way down. We got this. Here we go, retest the same area, push down. Now we got our right shoulder here acting like it's wanting to do something, but we'll see what happens. Just hit the whole hour, 9 o'clock. So we'll see. You know, I was hoping, you know, in this whole hour here, it'd be nice if they had found that push to push down here. I think I'm gonna put a stop in right here, because if it does wick up real fast, I want to be out where I can reposition myself. All right, so maybe we get the break of the neckline. We need to get a hard push below 790 if we get this push here. We need us to push below the neckline and close, being about, you know, 10 seconds or so, the candle closes. It needs to push like that, but a little harder. All right, there we go. And then it needs to close down here, open up and slam below that 50 EMA. Now see, we might get a retest of the neckline. We'll have to see how this plays out right here. Hopefully it's rejection to close down. If we can close this 1 minute candle down here below, 790, then it should be in pretty good shape for a better drop. If they can do that. So see, then this could be trap, fake, break neckline, fake out, and then they do this here. And I'm going to let this stop me out if it does, because if they want to take this up, I can reposition myself. Yeah. So maybe they want to, now see if they break out of the opening range box here and can fill this gap. Let's play this long here real quick, because they might, let's see here. They may try, if they can get out of the top of this opening range and find the momentum, then there's a very good chance that they're going to try to fill this imbalance zone. And then by the time we do that, let me get my data box up here where we can look at something. So the prior close was 952, which is this dotted line right up here above the imbalance zone. And then the prior open was up here, this blue dash line. Two areas to pay attention to. It makes sense for them to take this up since they're holding it and fill this little area right here. No doubt about it. So I'm going to try to see if I can hold out for that. Now that I'm long, it'll probably go down to where I wanted it, down here more than likely. Sometimes that's just your luck. But I'm going to say that we're going to try to tag this 950 level at least. And then I'll wait and see what that looks like if we get this push to the upside. They could very well push this up that way really fast and then reject really hard if they feel this imbalance zone, I'm trying to hold out and let these breathe for a larger move, but I may have to start chomping off at the bit a little bit just to get myself back to the green on this account instead of trying to hold out for a longer play. But it makes a whole lot of sense that they're going to try to fill this up here. As hard as they drove this at the open, and now they're keeping it up here. They closed outside of the opening range with this green candle. That's a pretty good break of the opening range. But are they just going to sweep here and reject, or are they going to, is this just a retest of the opening range for entry, to go long? This is a really big candle, about 804 to, my goodness, that was like a 70-point candle right there on that 1 minute. And the fact that they put in this hard candle, red candle, broke the neckline on this head and shoulders, but then engulfed it with this green candle. Bullish, very bullish. What I'm looking for is them to put in another hard green candle, say about 9:20 close. If we can get that, then it might start a little chop grind to the side, diagonal, maybe kind of like this back here, or kind of like how they drove, maybe not a candle this big, maybe half that size, but see how they're chopping this sideways, but they're putting in higher lows right here, even though it's still kind of grinding to the upside.
Order submitted.
And there we go. Get that big, it needs to push and close above 9:20. Come on, got about 5 seconds or so. Let's see him push that harder than that here. Come on, push. There we go. I'm gonna push it harder than that. It's all right. Either way, I need to protect some of these gains. Chop away at the bit there where I'm down, so. Needs to push a little harder than that though.
Order.
Yeah, it's could see
Order cancel.
it was really hard for that there. It should have pushed way harder than that. Don't mean it's not going to do it. It's just going to be tough with the resistance.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted.
So, yeah. See if they come up here and try to sweep this prior close, this 953 area. Looks like something they could fill this zone, fill this imbalance zone, and just hammer this to the downside. We'll see what happens. I really want to go short on this, but it seems like they're here. They would at least try to tag it, whether it's a ugly candle, you know, a fast candle with a wick that comes up here and then sucks back down.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
A lot of resistance up in here.
Order filled. Order submitted.
So I guess what I'm gonna hoping for here is them to try to sweep this prior close. That'll cover me here, but if it sweeps, then I'll be short too. If it sweeps that area up top. I think we get this sweep up here. That's what I think we're going to find, rejection up there. Once they fill that imbalance zone and tag that prior close.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
And then a question of it is, if they do get up here, what if it ain't just a sweep and they try to drive it higher, you know? Prior open up here, this blue line, 25,024.
Order filled. Order canceled.
Chopping away at it a little bit at a time.
Order.
You know, maybe they want to cool this down and finally bring it down for another leg up.
Order submitted.
They did tap the golden pivot. I mean, it don't have to sweep that area up there. And then practically look at that. I mean, the gap's pretty much gone. They almost filled the whole thing. I'm going to take that off there. It's a heck of a drive from the open. What was our low? Somewhere down here. Right there. 603. Right around that area to 900 and something. Over 300 points. And then down here, where this structure is on this head and shoulders down here, this is going to be kind of like the line in the sand to the down for the downside move if they crack all this here. Really need to say something like this. They need to, if they break below this box right here, you could see quite a bit of downside momentum. You can see, because I mean, look at this leg, you'd have to think the downside momentum there, and then you have, if they break that, it'll push to that line pretty hard to test this structure back here probably. I mean, that's a long ways from where we're at now, but you know, it might take some time to get there, but that's an idea that when I'm looking at the chart, that's what I'm reading. I don't mean it's going to go that way. I mean, this could always just keep grinding up, but you want to know them key levels. That'll work in your favor. If I can hold this long enough and we get down into that area, you know, I know that, well, if we can get down here and break this box, maybe I don't need to wait, take profit down here, you know, at this line here, and then I can follow it with stops. But first, everything's got to work in unison. You know, we need to keep pushing down, but we need to break the 50 EMA. Could most definitely come back and retest this and bounce for a leg up. Plus this 4-hour box was here, but the way it chopped through it, we can kind of take that off there. You know, I mean, didn't really work per se about any kind of trade. Now this one did, of course. It got the rejection, retested here, chopped around a bit before it broke. And then this one up here, you know, it's 9 to 19, call it 10 to 20. I mean, that's up there. It's another 100 points that way. But then this zone, it needs to break down here as well. 110, 120, they're both about the same amount away from where we're currently trading at. Something I don't like is that they're bleeding the momentum indicators off on the 1, 2, 1 and 2 minute and 5 minute. They all look bearish, but anytime they drain down, say this 1 minute indicator, anytime they drain this off and it gets down here and that price action is not following, and it's up here still slow, chopping around, then it's giving itself room for another leg up. You know, if it gets down here and can't find any pressure to push it down, then you need to start thinking, well, they held price, so I need to be watching possibly for a leg to the upside. If you're new here and want more information on stuff like this, I have a course on Gumroad, FuturestraderElite at gumroad.com. Goes over all this, and there's other things there, indicators for TradingView and NinjaTrader, some books. And links will be in the bio here on YouTube description. Looking for any evals, got Bull and Ox and Trade Day. You can use code FTE for those. Working on Apex and Tradeify, and I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Apex rolled out their new facelift on their site yesterday. New rules and everything. You know, they got rid of a whole lot of things that were probably deterring people from going there, probably, I would say. Really like some of the improvements they've made from what I've read so far, so hopefully I can get the FTE code working there as well in the near future. All right, so maybe we get down and break below this 50. That sure would be nice. What are you guys playing? Long, short? Look at this. Look at this mess. Just one of them days I can see. ATR's up 33 on a 1 minute. Guess I should have just took profit right there. Man, that's crazy. Trying to chip away at this loss that I already took on this account. And the way to chip away is to just take your profit when you get it, and I left it there on the table. It's all right. I'm holding out for a bigger move, I guess. Trying to. But see what I was talking about? We drained this. This is draining off, and then all of a sudden we got that push, and we got this close to the oversold territory, 80. And then bam, candle gets put in and moves like 30, 40 points. That's crazy. Take 5 minutes to move 40 points down, and takes one candle to move 100 points up. You guys going long? You going short? Y'all sitting on your hands? Just watching from the sidelines today so far? Let me know in chat. Have any questions? Throw them in chat. Thing really can't make up its mind what it wants to do. Looking for the big drop. Okay, Melinda, looking for the long trade, huh? It could definitely be out there. Why they sure are holding price again up here. This reminds me of one day last week they did sort of something like this. What waiting on a 50% pullback and then you enter for your long. What do you base your 50% on from the opening range on a particular time frame? You know, like how I put yeah, I'm sure it is a day. I guess maybe though, considering something like we put the opening range break on the 15-minute candle, which is this box here. Would you say normally if they got rejection or looked like it was going to reject you 50% of whatever that opening range break is, and you would enter there for your long? Or do you pull some kind of fib and play the 50% fib? Nah, got you. I understand. It makes sense. So you're pulling fibs every time you get a higher high. Yeah. It's almost like you're stalking the charts, the candles. Nice, Melinda. I like that. Melinda, are you from Discord? Oh, what's going on, Swang? Found us on TikTok. Cool, man. Cool. Did you come join the Discord? A lot of people's handles ain't the same across YouTube and Discord and everything else, so I don't never know if it's someone from the Discord or not. Swang, I appreciate that on the way I trade, although things are going to be a little tricky today. Don't really pay attention to what I got going on. I'm trading in a Ninja Trader competition account right now, and so I'm doing some things I don't normally do, you know, with funded accounts or really evals. I'm being a little more risky than I normally would be, but I do appreciate it. Spread the word, man. Spread the word if you would. You're in Discord. Okay, cool, cool. So, Melinda, what, if you're pulling the fibs, what, where are you at now? Like, what price are you looking at for entry at 50%? The competition started today. You can still sign up and get in it, I believe. I posted the link in Discord chat room over the weekend. And it's free to get in. There are some cash prizes, you know, nothing huge or anything, but I do it one for kind of the fun and see if we can get some kind of bragging rights. You know what I mean? I think there's up to like 10,000 people in this competition, maybe. What's too? Oh, you. It's too late to take the entry. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, okay. Man, I wish we'd get this pushed down hard right here and break that box. I tell you, if we break this box here, 780 to 795 area, it's gonna be on right there. They're gonna drop this hard probably. $801. So from around there to about here, if that's what you're talking about, and then also right here, that would have been a nice. Well, yeah, it pulled back to that. You didn't take this trade right here on this green candle where it tagged as 50 and hit. I like that. If you did, great. Even if you waited it out, still great, you know. Why did you I need to get that off there. I like that. Done for the day. Nothing wrong with that.
Order submitted.
I'll probably just stay in this competition account all day because I traded all mine last night in the drop at the market open. And it counts towards the day, so I don't know if I'll mess with any of those today or not. It had to be the right setup, that's for sure. Trying to chip away here at this account. So I'm guessing you're done for the day. You do good today. You end up in the green, I reckon. I don't. I'll try to see if I can keep an eye on that. I don't pull fibs the way I used to. I usually only pull them on higher time frames when I'm checking things out. Nice job. Great job, Melinda. Them old sim accounts are good to get some good practice in. I remember back when they didn't have anything like that. Emails FuturestraderElite at gmail.com, or you can send me a DM in Discord. Methodical man. Ain't you the guy from that other Discord that hopped on last week? Maybe. Recognize that name. Yeah, that's yeah, sure thing. Give me just a second. Methodical man. Give me just a second. Let me put this stop in here. I'm not even watching the chart. Not being a very good trader today. Let me get over here and get a link, bud.
Order filled.
Yeah, Melinda, we all been there, and that's part of it. The learning process for sure, and even once it's all learned, I mean, I still blow accounts. But there was a point in time when you know, there wasn't paper accounts, there wasn't sim accounts, nothing like that.
Order
Now, I guess my question, Melinda, you said you pulled from the 801 area down here. Why pull from there when you pulled your fib? Just curious. I don't say, I was thinking, you know, what are they doing here? They might come up here and try to retest this high at this golden pivot. I still think it's short play. I'll sit out for a minute. So I chopped a little bit here down so far. I need to get this thing. I don't need to be red on the first day of the competition. I know that. Run up got me. It's all right. We'll find a precision entry somewhere. Okay, I see what you got going on, Melinda. I learn something new every day. Even when I pull fibs every day, I didn't really necessarily do it like what you did there. But if it works for you, keep track of it. You know, keep a log or journal. How often that way you can keep track of how often they hit and by how much. And are you a bull all the time bull? A lot of traders are that way. I'm more of a bear. I like to short more than anything, but that's just my past. I mean, when I used to trade stocks, I was always wanting to short more than going long, and I'll play them both ways, but there's something about shorting something that I find for myself mentally it works better, it seems, most of the time. Even when I was doing options, I would always be doing puts. Yeah, okay. You almost got to be bear and bull, both. I mean, if you want to make it. I don't mess with stocks and options anymore. I switched completely over futures I'd say about a year ago. Almost, maybe coming up on a year, possibly. Am I an adrenaline junkie? No, I don't think so. Man, I don't like roller coasters. I don't want to jump out of airplanes and stuff like that, so I don't think I am. Or maybe I am, and it's just maybe I am, and shorting is maybe what does it for me. I don't know. So no, 161 is at 952. You know, I'd have to watch this area here. Let's look at this on the 15-minute real quick. Kind of watch here because they try to pull something slick if they break this. This whole little area right here. You know, if they can get above that 952, I don't know. I just can't see them making that move, but it could. It could get up here real fast to this 4-hour zone up here if they can clear this. You know, talking about another 70 to 100 points maybe. Yeah, this is I sit on my hands for right now, I think. It's kind of what I'm thinking here. I don't trust this area for them to break out. I just don't see it. I see more like another short inbound, but could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. Won't be the last. So yeah, this is the top of the gap right here where we're at from the drop when the market opened last night. And see if they can break that and hold, then this is inbound pretty quick, 25,000 more than likely. But I'm going to try to sit on my hands and snipe a short play here. Like, man, if that would close.
Order filled.
Yes. Like that.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Come on, drop.
Order filled.
Whatever.
Order submitted.
Come on. No. Big drop. You know you want to. Come down to 50 EMA.
Order filled. Order canceled.
You better quit watching then. You better quit watching. Don't do it. Well, that's set up the way I wanted with that sweep, and then they closed that candle red. And as soon as the candle closed, I took entry. I was hoping for a bigger push than that right out of that. It was big enough, but you know, I chopped a little more off of where I'm red in the account. I keep chopping at it like that until I can find the big move. The fact that they just dropped that like that and now they're doing this, you know, until we see a pretty good size push to the downside, which is really, I want to catch it before that happens, is they're going to keep holding price up. It's hard to find that short anytime they're holding price action like this. I mean, golly. Well, you just have to sit on them hands and till your trade comes to you, and then hammer down on it, Melinda. You got it going on. 4 out of 5 are already trading in green. See, they take his top out right here, though. Ooh, man, they're going to try to push this up. I mean, if it breaks right here, I mean, we're going to get the push to 25. But it's preemptive buying, you know. I mean, if we buy now and we don't know if it's going to do it or not. It'd be better to let it do it and buy the retest maybe of the golden pivot or something. than to just get long and end up like I did at the start of the day when I got short and it just kept going up. Which I'd have never did that in some other account. That's why I said don't pay attention to what I'm doing with this account. Excuse me.
They go to the target, right? This is a long, so I'm targeting the high. If they go to the target,
The golden pivot is at 944. I wasn't even looking at the chart. I was, golly, would have been good too. Now right there is prime example why we ain't going long right now. I mean, best case scenario was to take the short, in my opinion, but until they can prove otherwise. And I wasn't even watching the chart; I was looking at something else. But great job on scalping the short there for sure, especially if you got up in the top here anywhere. I mean, that's a heck of a drop, 30, 40 points there. Yeah, I think holding's one of the hardest things is giving them breathing room. I can agree with that. I need to hold longer sometimes. Excuse me. I work on that every day, holding longer, but you know, sometimes you just gotta lock in that profit. It's hard to leave any on the table, that's for sure. Excuse me, sorry. So what in the world? We sort of got this chop zone going. You know, it's kind of frustrating. ATR is around 15 on 1 minute, and you know, now I'm still looking for the drop. You know, where's the drop going to really happen? Because with the way this is playing out now, I mean, they could pull back to this area too and bounce this still and be overall looking pretty good. It's the crack in the chart though here. But if it does crack, I'd rather be short in it from up here than waiting to take it short under this. But I'm going to try. I think I might start doing some scalping here myself and see. I need to keep chopping away at this. And maybe we get lucky. Get lucky and get a bigger move, you know. It's a whole hour, 10 o'clock my time. So, you know, them half-hour increments and them whole hours can have some fluctuations throughout the day in the chart as far as volume. So I don't like that we're putting in these higher lows here, but I like this double top ordeal we got going on. And I like that not really been any huge break other than that huge move at the open and then this one candle here that they engulfed. Everything else looking a little more choppy. Hope y'all can hear me okay and the stream hopefully ain't too laggy. I keep getting some kind of notices, but then they keep going away. You in it short or long, Melinda? Okay, thanks, Swain. Everything's okay. Then maybe it's just throwing messages on my side for some reason. I don't know what it's doing. It did that a little bit last week, and it didn't seem to be actually having a problem. I appreciate everybody's support and being here with me. Just crossing that 500 sub milestone on YouTube this past weekend. Road to 1,000 next, I reckon. That the levels, how do I find my levels? All many different ways, but mainly I do pivots. I use pivots for entries, pivot plays. I have precision entry zones, which are the pink boxes here are 4-hour zones, and then there'll be some that are red and some that are green that are lower time frame. And then you know, it's about one's risk level, I reckon. I mean, I front load a lot of times. You know, like I'll have my order setting in place and let them get picked up, and then a lot of times it's better to play breaks and retest. I'm big into structure. You know, I use structure for take profit and entries all the time. Whereas fibs, I don't use fibs a lot, other than I might be checking something, you know, on the 4-hour or the daily chart or a weekly chart. I'll pull fibs on a higher time frame to see what the price is trading at level wise on the fib chart. Now everything starts with structure on a higher time frame. My day starts on the 4-hour, and then I go from there down 4-hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, and then looking for, you know, consolidation areas, or probably some consolidated chop zones, where the breaks were at, highs and lows, trend lines. I'm a 100% technical analysis trader for the most part. You know, I do like, I built some indicators that I like this kill zone indicator at the bottom here. And then the buy sell signals, you know, help add confluence with everything else. And then, you know, I got support and resistance lines and profit wave and all that built for this. I got them off right now because if NinjaTrader bogs down too easy, whenever you have too many indicators and then you have too many days to load on your chart, like I can take this and switch this over to I got mine set, this one set right now at 180 days. Let's do it on 5 days. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here to the indicator list and add the support and resistance lines. It'll probably take a minute to calculate. So then we got, you know, to throw on all these lines so that as you're working your way up or down through a chart, you know, you'll know where your support and resistance lines are at, the ones that matter the most anyway. And then we got, let's see here. I don't want to get too much on there. And then wick rejection zones. And then my chart frees up. Wick rejection zones, it'll draw them out for short and long plays. You know, you can see you got this red box up here, you know, and it'll cancel the box out if the, you know, if they break above this box, the box will cancel out, and so on and so on. And so when we had this level drawn out right here, line in the sand, you know, if we go short and it cracks this box, I could see it getting down here, this green box, pretty fast, other than maybe bouncing at this line right here around 740. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. I'm sorry. I was going over that. I don't need all that right now on here. I also don't like a lot on there because it gets too busy sometimes for me, but are you saying see, I mean yeah, I mean there's a, you would think here, man, I was in a trade, I didn't know I was shorting that and it was going against me. I was too busy explaining. Now that they broke this up here, you know, I'd be thinking we get up here to this 4-hour zone that I was talking about, but they'd have to break above this, which they did. They closed above it. I mean, man, it's just really strong. It's like they don't want to let this drop. Yeah, most definitely. There's a chart can get so busy so fast that, I mean, it's just you know, too much noise. But anyhow, I try to keep more days of load on my chart because I like to go back and look at the higher time frames, and so I just leave a lot of the indicator stuff off. I just have my kill zone down here in its own box, which is important to me. I can find the support and resistance, you know. I mean, you're just looking at levels and whatnot, so it's not that big a deal, you know. These lows, you know, are going to be your support here and here and this one, and then, you know, I can hop over to, say, the 15-minute or the 1 hour and find, you know, resistance up here and draw it on real fast if I need to. But the major things to me is I try to just pull out the zones that are the most important to me, which is like the 4-hour zone, you know, and then we got the imbalance zone up here still that needs to be filled. And then if we do somehow make it that high, then I'm going to have to worry about finding some more zones up top, precision entry zones. There's surely probably something between this 4-hour zone and this imbalance zone. Oh yeah, 100% agree. you can find that on, it seems like a lot of times on trending days, that 15-minute zones work pretty good. More so in a bullish uptrend than we're in this overall bearish bias trend right now, downtrend. So anything that really goes on intraday don't work the same as it would if you was in an uptrend overall, the overall market. So everything kind of flip-flops a little bit, got to trade it a little bit differently. And as of now, I mean, most of the time it's your 4-hour zones that are working the best for last week or better. And then some of your 1-hour zones. You know, anything like we're above the 50 EMA right now, the pink line, we're above the golden pivot. That's all real bullish as well. But it's only bullish on the intraday trade. You know, because I'm sure we look at a higher time frame, it's probably below all that anyway. But maybe not the golden pivot, but like the 50 EMA and all that. It's just, you know, trying to be safe. We look like it would be in pretty good hands to make a move, though, to the 4-hour zone overhead. Or 970 something. I mean, come on now. We can hit the whole number. We're only 30 points away. What are we doing here? How late am I normally on? Oh, on average, it seems like we've been running about 2 to 2.5 hours a day. So usually about 10:30 to 11, I'm usually off, especially if we ain't doing much, like chopping around, and ATR is pretty low. Like last Friday, I think I was on a little longer last Friday than normal, even though it was a little choppy because I was trying to wait for it to break one way or another out of the chop, but didn't get it. And we're kind of getting there now. The ATR is down to 13 on the 1 minute, and it's just not doing much. And it could be another, I mean, we could be hanging out up here. The way they're grinding this price up slow and steady, slowly working its way up, they could do this for a couple hours before they might find some kind of real relief to the downside. If any real relief comes to the downside, they don't mean it's got to.
Order filled.
They're killing me with this competition account. I was in the middle of going over them indicators and doing all that talking. I forgot I was in that trade short. Every little bit I made up, I done lost it again. Looks like just a big old flag, you know, that they've built. You're all right. It ain't that big a deal. My fault. I should have had a stop in there. but I wasn't thinking about it. This this is a big old flag right here. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. There's a big old flag they got going on here. That's crazy. Flagpole, huge flag. Still to the upside. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Show me the money. Quit messing around. Yeah. It is one of them days. That's for sure. No, we can see what we got here. Maybe we can get the push to 25. 25, 25. Hopefully they can hold this above that 50 EMA there, or the bottom trend line there, and make us push to 25. They keep putting in higher lows and higher highs, slowly but surely. ATR is back up to about 20 on the 1 minute. About time for them. They need to put in another engulfing candle here. Bullish candle. I'm going to mute myself real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yep, the bears are fighting. They are dirty dogs, kind of like my dogs. That's what I was dealing with before they get restless and start making too much noise. Wow, well, that's looking pretty rough. Pretty rough. Killing my competition account. It's a nice little short you got there then. No, you're alright. It ain't that big a deal. That's why I said don't pay a whole lot of attention to what I'm doing today, because I wouldn't normally be doing that, but this is a competition account. So I don't really, it's like whatever. If we can get that crack right there, we might get a bigger push down here. Yeah, I wish it would be timber. I've only drugged this account to like 5,000 in the red. What a day. Don't stop me out. Come on, can't they just give me a hard drop? Hard drop. They break out this level here. That's what I want to see. Give back the whole day. Man, there ain't no way. One level at a time. Looking at the 1 minute chart, if I'm looking at this as far as to the downside, like this right here, when this started moving down and this candle right here tried to breach this wick right here and this here, yeah, this would be like, you know, miniature break of structure on the 1 minute. And then for each level, like this little level here, and then these little levels in here, as soon as it started coming to the downside, you know, taking this out right here, this big green candle for sure. And then each wick on the 1 minute, I would take as break of structure. And then you got to think for each one of those it takes out, you're going to be taking structure out. Even though we're on the 1 minute chart, each time you start taking out breaks of structure, you're actually taking them out on a higher time frame as well. Even though you're looking at the 1 minute chart, you know, say you come down and we break, say, 840 to 838 or so, you're going to break structure on the 5 minute. So somewhere when we break this will be breaking on the 5 minute back here. And then this will be on an even higher time frame if we can break down all this here. I'd be happy if I could get back to break even. I'm nowhere close to it, but I'll eventually get there. At least that's the plan. It looks like they want to bring a bigger drop in the play here. It's above the 50 EMA though on the 5 minute. It had to break 800 on the 5 minute. So I guess what I'll think about doing, say, if we can get down here and break structure, say around, let's say we break 840, I will probably, look at that. Whatever. If we could break this 840 over here, I was going to say that I would add to my position, add one more to the downside, but as soon as I have them crazy thoughts, look at this.
Order filled.
Maybe we just get a retest of the 50 there. Man, they're tearing me up today. No, but they protected this low over here to the left, unfortunately. We need that to break to possibly see a bigger move to the downside. Because if its price comes back down and we break that low right there, then you need to think that we're going to test this low pretty fast, which would get us right in line. You know, we're getting back down. This would be a big structure to break here intraday for us to the downside if you want to be a bear. Man, I can't even deal with this. And then if you break this box down here, you know, you got all that push from this morning that we can deal with, this line here that we put in. I guess maybe I need to move my box over here. Maybe it's just a sweep of the 50. Man, this is killing me. What in the world? They're definitely protecting it to the downside. There's no doubt about that. It looks like today I'm whatever the opposite is of whatever it's doing day. Got a lot of ground to make up.
Order filled.
Look like we have some momentum coming in there. Got the buy signal on the 1 minute. Don't really mean nothing though. I like it when that fires off and it fires on the 1 and the 2 minute at the same time, and then even better if it's the 1, 2, and 5 minute at the same time. Or if they do them close, it's better if it's all in the same candle, but then even if they do it, you know, in close candles. Maybe this one does it now, and then on the next candle, the 2 minute, and then in another couple minutes, the 5 minute, if they do them in order. I mean, you would think 25 is back on, on the table. You say expected move. Not 100% sure there, because there's different things. Like I do watch measured moves, but they're moves that I calculate on a high time frame. And the measured moves I usually look at are, when I say higher time frame, I'm usually on a 4-hour chart. You know, like several of the new higher highs the NQ had put in, you'd have to go back and look at pre-market preps. I don't even know where to pinpoint them, but there were several times I had measured moves on the chart that got hit that were way up there. I hope there is a expected move to 285. I'm gonna hold out for that then. Maybe I'll be break even by then. Well, 25,000 was back on the table, and there it is.
Order submitted.
We can take a look. This says said the prior close was 952. This purple line down here, and that the prior open is this blue line up here. Yeah, this here, that's a heck of a move. Nice move. Too bad I wasn't in it down here. I'd be even closer to break even. I don't really care about that though. At the moment, I care about Now, I'm sorry about that. Somebody pulled up in my driveway and my dogs went crazy. Hopefully they don't get too loud. What I was trying to say is, you know, it's about, at least we're going over things. More of a learning type session than anything. That's what I like about the whole streaming ordeal. Being able to answer questions and help other people out any way I could. Oh, I must have muted my mic just in time. My Great Danes, they got a little bit loud there. And they might still get at it here in a minute. Somebody pulled up. Must be my wife. All right. right. I like your thought process there with that 200 something. Come on, show it to us. Get up here and fill that imbalance box. Oh yeah, there's some big old, they're big old sweethearts. They're miniature horses, but clumsy, goofy. We're going to be doing some breeding of the Great Danes pretty soon, I believe. Can't wait for that and have me a bunch of little puppies. It's sad that I'm in a move finally that's this green and I'm so far in the red still. That hurts a little bit.
Order submitted.
Oh, but going back, you was talking about the expected move. And yeah, you brought up the option. When I was messing with options, yeah, I used to keep up with stuff like that. But I hadn't really ever paid attention to that much. And that might be something I need to look back at. Old Saint Bernard, yeah, Shepherd mix. It's just a Ninja Trader competition that they throw competition things. Oh gosh, they throw competition things. Hold on. Sorry about that. They do these competitions throughout the year. It's called the Ninja Trader Arena. If you're in Discord, go to the chat room. There's a link in there to it. Or I can try to share it. Maybe. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull it up. That way you can check it out. You can go in there and check it out and read about it. Great job, Melinda, being green on the other account. And there's like cash prizes for, the top however many places, and it's just a fun little thing. The Ninja Trader will have them, and TradingView has them contest all the time. If you pay attention, if you get the notifications on TradingView about them. I've done a couple on there, and then like in the competition, you're only allowed to trade certain instruments. Everybody's only they give you a list of what you're allowed to trade and how many contracts and everything else. Well, come on, where's that 25-100 at? Don't be going back down. I'm going to close this out right here. Oh man, my system froze up.
Order filled.
Got a little bit back. Take my little bit.
Order filled.
See, I'm gonna look for, see if they can pull this back to right here.
Order submitted.
Test this wick right here to the left. Something to watch out for on these runs up like this, and you look to the left of the chart and find wick like that. A lot of times when they do these pullbacks, they'll come back and tap that. And then turn around, either go back up, or they might just tap it and keep on going down. But I'm going to have to try to start probably taking some short trades here and there, scalping, instead of trying to hold out for the big move just yet. Maybe we get a big move in power hour today. Rip. Alright, calm down. Hey. Rip. Can't even give me the little old wick down there to pick it up. They got more gas in the tank, or are they just trying to trap people here?
Order filled.
Long at 6. They come back up here and take out this high right here. Might be going on up to this imbalance zone up here. Heck, that imbalance zone gets us to 180. Scalping. Well, let's hop this over here to look at it on the 4 hour. Expected move is, what'd you say, 250 something? I think it was 285. 285 puts us up in just above the R2 pivot. It could happen. It surely could. Mm-mm. Melinda's asking about imbalance zones being the same as a fair value gap. I'm going to say yes, as long as you know what a fair value gap is. The reason I call them in balance zones is because you can talk to 30 different people and get 30 different explanations of a fair value gap, and every single one of them will be wrong. So when I decided I was going to start putting them in, I was going to call them something different. That way there wasn't no argument about what it is, if that makes sense. If you've been around trading long enough, I'm sure you've heard some stories about what a fair value gap is and what they are and how to find them. I'll tell you, there's some weird answers amongst YouTube out there. But the fact that you pinpointed it to that means that you probably know exactly how to find them. So yes. But we don't use that term. We use IBZ. Oh, wow. Swang says he thinks that's what the big boys call it. I didn't even know that, if that's true. I've never even heard it until I decided to call that one day. There's a lot to be said. I don't know. That's another thing. As long as the indicator does it correctly and right, because I know on TradingView I have found some that were very incorrect as well, and I even tried building my own for TradingView, but I don't use it enough like that. But they are good. I like to find them on the higher time frames because we're bound to touch them again. So that's why I like to find my imbalance zones on the higher time frames, because you know some of them things will mark them up. Man, what is going on in this chart? I need to pay attention. Some of them draw them up, you know, automatically on the lower ones as well, and like he's saying, I don't know. To use them, I like to manually draw mine, and then you know, they act like magnets. Sooner or later, they're going to get filled. It don't mean that they're going to get filled anytime soon. Let's hop my chart back over to the 4 hour real quick and take a look. See, look at this one we got up here that ain't never been touched. That's from 26,050 to 26,130. You know, I mean, and I think if I switch this over to the MNQ chart, I have even more drawn out on that, because that's what I've been trading lately is MNQ. So I hadn't been marking this NQ chart up the way I usually do. And I started messing with it this morning since I have to trade NQ with this competition account. Room beats. I messaged Methodical Man back. He DM'd me in Discord. Already he got on here earlier. I don't know if he was on, and I messaged him back. I was just waiting to hear back from him, find out a few more details about some things. I mean, what do you think, Room Beats? Should I do it? You tell me. I've never watched it. I mean, will I fit in over there? As long as I'm not trading like the Wild Wild West like today with this competition account. Or not- Yeah, that's Methodical Man sent me a message in Discord about hosting on My Funded Futures. That's what I'm talking about. I was waiting for him to get back to me. I was asking you, do you think I should do it? Do I fit in over there? I was just waiting to hear back from him. When I DM'd him back after he messaged me. I was just saying, I've never watched any of those. You know how Tradeify has their TV thing, and I know My Funded Futures is. I've never watched none of them. Not one time. So I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's where I should be. Yeah, that's what you had said. He didn't bring that up, and when he sent me a message, he said something about filling a spot for him while he's going to be out or something, maybe. Vacation or something or another. I'll just wait and see what he says when he messages me back. I mean, it might be a good opportunity for me as well. Melinda, how long have you been trading? No, I agree, Room Beats. I mean, I've not really spoken with him much, but you know, for him to reach out, and I appreciate you leading me on to him or however it worked. I mean, I appreciate that. Means a lot to me. I consider myself very, very new to most of this. When it comes to the streaming part, I never thought I would find myself on the other end of this. I was just always a trader, you know, and then somehow, you know, I ended up here. So, and for him to reach out to, I mean, I just really appreciate it. So, yeah, you got several friends in prop firms. I'm not in one yet. Yeah, practice. I mean, trading is not easy. Know a lot of things out there make it look like it is, or make it look and sound like it is, and it just is not. That's a false statement in itself. Whereas it don't maybe take a toll on the body, it takes a toll on the mind. And being able to keep your emotions at bay and in check at all times is a big part of trading, and really, really good risk management. You know, you can be the greatest trader out here, and if you got poor risk management, you're still going to be on the losing side of things before it's all said and done. So each piece plays a key part in the story or in your trading life, you know, and they all got to be there. You can't just have a few and not these few. You have to have all the pieces to the puzzle, because just missing one piece will make everything incomplete, and everything can crumble from there. I figure if I run this account here, this NinjaTrader competition account, if I run this in the dirt today, I'll give everybody else a head start, because I think this thing only lasts for the week. Yeah, I'll just wait to hear back from him and see what he says, man. So we got some we got Foreman right here, another head and shoulders on the 1 minute. What do they got going on here? Man, we've moved so much today. Yeah, the NinjaTrader competition is just for this week. I think Monday through Friday. They're all different. Sometimes they have one-day competitions that start at like 8:30 to close, and some are a few days, some are 2 weeks or 4 weeks. They're just depends on the competition. We need to get this amazing break off this neckline and take out the 50 EMA and give back like 250 points. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to work out. I give some away with Bullinox, but I'm working on trying to get some of the same stuff set up. It just takes time. I'd like to be able to do that for my chat. I mean, I need to trying to get the audience grown, you know, enough support out there, and or enough followers. That way I can do such a thing, you know what I mean? Want to build a great trading community. Yeah, I look forward to having some discussions with Myth myself. Always like to learn new things myself, new things about trading, new opportunity stuff. I currently do not use Take Profit right now. Currently, I use Bullinox, Trade Day, Tradeify, and I have used some of my funded futures in Apex, but I don't have at the moment I don't have any my funded future are Apex accounts. Although I'm kind of liking Apex's new rollout they just did. I'm still waiting to hear from them on getting the affiliate code for them. You know, they did away with a bunch of them rules that was kind of holding me back, and I'm sure a lot of other people from wanting to trade over there. Right there on the new face of the website when they rolled it out, talking about no payout denials, no payout reviews, no more. None of that sending videos and screenshots in anymore of your trades. So that's going to be huge on Apex's part. Got rid of that 5-to-1 whatever thing that is, which I don't know why anybody would really trade with that style anyway. But then they got rid of the MAE, and I think like the whole 30% thing. They pretty much got rid of everything, I think. I just skimmed through it. I probably need to look back at it and look at it better. But from what I've seen so far, it looked really good. Here again, yeah, that's what I like. That you can get 20 accounts, paid accounts. They trading this price action sideways again and draining off these momentum indicators. Kind of bothersome. Like maybe they want to take another leg up. Old Vindy ain't got it in him to be losing much more money on this account. I need something to go my way. Yeah, I seen that. Do you know, I seen it was 90% off when they rolled that new face out, but did you happen to read and see what the activation fees were for the paids? Are they doing something on that on this rollout as well? I did not see anything about that when I skimmed through it. $79 activation fee. I'm guessing that's not bad at all. Yep. Yeah, my funded futures got some nice little tricks up their sleeve over with their accounts too. I think they're rolling something new out as well. I thought last week maybe something's in the works coming out maybe. Or I think it was them. It might have been a different prop firm. Yeah, they're killing me with this sideways action on the trading indicators off. Man. Just looking for that drop, but they won't give it to me. And they're chopping around right here above a 4-hour zone. Ooh-wee. Makes me think they're going to try to leg this up. Yeah, I'll try to get on Apex site later today as well, when I'm not trading, and try to read through everything a little better than I did last night when it rolled out. I was just checking to see if, my goodness, every time I get online and do something, price action takes off and does something different. Usually when Apex jumps up to 90 like that, Bullinox will jump up there between 89 and 91, but it hadn't moved yet. So, kind of like what I was thinking, they was bleeding them momentum indicators off and trading it sideways, like they want to take a leg up.
Order filled.
And I have nothing to lose in this competition account, so we'll see. We'll see what they can do. Can they push it more? I'm going to have a comeback story on this competition account. This is ridiculous. But we're in at 56. They need to just go on and fill this whole imbalance zone up here then.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
What a move we've made today so far. Crazy.
Order canceled.
Melinda, what's your name in the Discord handle? What's your Discord handle? Come on, give us 100 points. Give us 200 points. Are you not, do you not real active in the Discord? Melissa. I guess I only really recognize any names that I see post quite a bit. That is if they match the YouTube handle. Seems like a lot of them don't. Well, where is our push at? You don't have to be quiet. There's more people trading that are, they might, believe it or not, I know of several other people that are just trading in sim accounts, practicing. You can share your results and do everything in there. You don't have to be quiet. I need to get, man. I wish they would just push this up. Give me one of them insane candles like, well, why did that just happen? And a move all the way up to the top of that imbalance zone. Maybe I sell one there.
Committed. Order canceled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Might have to
Order filled.
try to scalp my way back into the green. I sure don't want to end today in the red on this competition account already. But if I do, it's whatever. That means I gave everybody a head start. All right, sounds good. Nice one. Great job, Melissa. Is this thing finally going to get weak and give me a breakdown? Or are they just going to keep dragging it to the top? It's crazy. Now we got so now I'm looking, if they do try to drag this down, I need it to break below this box here. It's gonna, if it does, it's gonna have to find momentum to the downside and then break through that box and stay below that box for a larger move to the downside. As you can see, they act like, no, I think we want to drag this back up is what they keep doing. Yeah, you're welcome, you're welcome. I like the sound of that. Lots of resistance. All right. I think that I'm gonna wrap up the live stream here for now, guys. Was on quite a bit longer than I expected to be. Appreciate everybody who tuned in today, and Melissa, appreciate you, and Room Beats, Swang. Anybody else who's been on that hadn't been in the chat, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Probably be on. I try to get on a little early, about 8:15, to try to do pre-market prep, cover levels and everything. And everybody stay safe and stay green. And check out that Ninja Trader competition if you want. And I'll see you guys in the Discord. Have a great trading day.